This is class 10th employability skills. Code is 402. We are talking about communication skills. So we'll be discussing about writing skills. What are sentences? Everything about sentences we are going to see today. So in English, almost all the sentences, they have three things. Sentences are what? Basically, words are combined to make a sentence which have a meaningful thought. So in this, almost every sentences, we have a subject, a verb, and an object. You take an example here. So this is Sonia drives a car. Sonia is a subject. The person or the thing which does an action is a subject. To whom the work is done or who is taking the work is the object, and drives is a verb. So let me change this. This is object. So what we saw in an English sentence, almost all sentences have subject, verb, and object. Subject is a person or a thing that performs an action. Verb is the action. An object is a person or a thing that receives the action. Now let us take some examples here. So I'm going to read certain sentences and we'll try to find out the subject, verb, and object. See here. He swam in the lake. He is the subject. He is the subject. Now swam is some work or some job, some task, so it is a verb. So he is swimming where? In lake. So the lake is the object. She rode the bicycle. She is the subject. And she is riding what? Bicycle. So the bicycle is an object. And what is she doing? She is riding, or so this is verb. He threw the ball. He is a subject. Ball is what is getting the work done. So ball, threw or throw is a verb. The dog chased the cat. The dog is the subject. Who is chased? Cat is chased. So this is an object. And what is being done? Chased. Chasing is being done. So this is a verb. So these are parts of a sentence. Subject, verb, object. What are types of objects? So almost every sentence in English have a subject which does something. On whom it does is object, and what it does, the work, the action, is verb. So in a sentence, there are two types of objects: direct object and an indirect object. So the objects here, these are direct objects because subject is doing some work on object. Objects are being directly worked upon by the subject. So we have a direct object here because the subject is directly working on this object. The dog is chasing the cat. So dog is chasing, dog is subject, and chasing the cat. Cat is the object. So the cat is being chased directly by the dog. So here it is direct object. But there are certain indirect object also. Indirect object, they are answering question to or for who. Let us take an example. She bought a bicycle for her son. Now it's very clear in this sentence, bought is a verb. So we are interested in subject and object. So verb is clearly bought. She purchased. Now who does? She. She is a subject. And what did she buy? Bicycle. Bicycle. But the question is for whom? For whom? So this is an indirect object. For her son is an indirect object. Okay. There are certain sentences, there will be direct object, but there are certain sentences where you are going to get direct object also and indirect object also. So I'll show you two of them where we have direct objects, two of them where we have indirect object. So when we ask question with a verb what, then we have the direct object. When we have the verb and we ask a question by whom to whom, it's indirect object. For example, Ravi repaired his car. Repaired is simply a verb. Now verb plus what? Ravi repaired what? Ravi repaired what? The answer is car. So car is a direct object. Along with the verb, just add what? For example, the children played football. So if I ask a question, the children played what? They played what? They played football. So when they played football, football is a direct object. Okay? Played is a verb. Now if I add played what? What is football? Football is a direct object. Now I'll take example of indirect object. Now listen carefully. The parents sent him a postcard. Now parent sent is a verb. Okay. What they sent is postcard. So postcard is a direct object. Now if we ask with verb by whom or to whom, the parent sent whom the postcard, to whom, the answer is him. So him becomes the indirect object. If you add verb what with verb, it will give you direct object. If we add verb with the question by whom or to whom, that is going to give you indirect object. Okay, let us take one more example here. He bought his daughter a computer. He is clearly a subject, bought is clearly a verb. Now he bought what? So he bought computer. So computer is a direct object. But he bought computer for whom? For daughter. By whom or to whom? For daughter. So daughter is indirect object here. So this is how the types of objects are there in the sentences. What are the types of sentences? To be very precise, it has to be active and passive. So Ram is reading a book. So Ram is directly doing the work on the object. Ram is subject, is reading is verb, and on a book is an object. But when we just change it, subject is now a book, the previous object has become a subject, and now object. Now this object has become a subject. This same object has become a subject here. So a book is being read by Ram. Now the action is being done not on the object, but the object is getting an action now. Ram is reading a book, so subject is doing action on object. Here in the second one, the object is getting the action from the subject. A book is being read by Ram. Okay, so we have active and passive sentences. So see here two sentences we have. Radha is reading a book. Radha is reading a book. And the next one is, the first will say clearly Radha is a subject, book is object, and reading is verb. When you come here, a book is being read by Radha. So clearly, in this case, the book is subject, and being read is verb, and Radha is an object. See, but the thing is, in the first sentence, subject is working on object. Subject is reading a book. But in the second case, the book is being read by Radha. So the subject is getting an action from the object. The subject is getting an object, a work by the object. Now this becomes a passive sentence. The first one is active. Let me tell you again. Okay. The action in both the sentences is simply reading a book. But when the subject does work on the object, it is an active sentence. Subject is Radha, a book is object. But here the book is subject, Radha is the object. So now the book is being read by Radha. So now the subject is getting action by the Radha. So this is a passive sentence. Okay? That is, it receives an action. Now Ram is reading a book. That is the active sentence. A book is being read by the Ram. So Ram is doing an action, active. The book is receiving an action. That is a passive sentence. So sentences where the subject does an action, this is called an active voice. The sentences in which the subject receives an action, these are called passive voice. Passive voice. Okay. So subject, first one is subject and object. Second one is object and subject. So subject does action on object. That is the active voice or active sentence. Object receives action from the subject. This is called the passive sentence or passive voice. Passive sentence or passive voice. Okay. Now let us take an example, few more examples here to understand it better. Now we'll have same sentences. Active voice. Ali is subject, tire is object. So Ali is doing work on tire, or the subject does an action. Ali is subject. Active voice. I will clean the house every Saturday. I is subject. House is object. So house is getting action from subject. Ravi painted the entire house. So subject is doing action on object. Okay. Now let us see passive voice. Same thing. The flat tire was changed by Ali. Now the subject is getting action from the object. Here also, Ravi painted the entire house. The entire house was painted by Ravi. So the entire house or a house is a subject which is getting an action from object which is Ravi here. Okay. So subject does an action on object, that is an active voice. Subject receives an action from the object is a passive voice. What are the types of sentences? So we have 4 types of sentences. Main 4 categories of sentences. Declarative sentences or statement. Question or interrogative sentence. Emotion, reaction or exclamatory sentence. Order or imperative sentence. So let me take first example. Okay. See. Where are you going during this summer break? This is a question. So this is an interrogative sentence or a question. I am going to London. So this is just a information being given. Simple. So this is just a statement or a declarative sentence. So this is providing an information or stating a fact. Now, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Now here we have emotions. So this is reaction or emotion. So this is an exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentence. Do not tell anyone yet. Now he is requesting. Don't tell anyone. So this is not an order, but this is a kind of request, command, order, advice. All this comes under imperative sentence. Now let me tell you again. Statement or declarative sentences. These are statement or declarative sentences. These are just providing what? Information, or it states a fact. Just information. It always ends with a full stop, a period, a dot. Okay. Whenever there is a question, interrogative sentence, then always this will end with a question mark. Asking a question always ends with a question mark. When it comes to emotion, reaction, or something which comes directly into your mind when something happens, it's a reaction. So it expresses a strong emotion. That is an exclamatory sentence. So it ends with an exclamatory sign. Exclamatory sign. Then we have order or imperative sentence. This shows an order, command, request or an advice. So this can end with a full stop also. They can end with both statement and this imperative. But it can also end with an exclamation mark. Imperative sentence can also end with an exclamation mark. Take few example more. So I am taking the statement or declarative sentence. Blue is my favorite color. The farewell party begins in 2 hours. You are a good man, Raj. Okay. So this is just a statement or a declarative sentence. Now coming to question or interrogative sentence? Do you want tea or coffee? Is it raining? Have you had lunch? So here questions are being asked. These are question or interrogative sentence. Coming to exclamatory or emotion or reaction kind of sentences. Here something should come out as a reaction. Like, this is the best day of my life. So this is, oh my goodness, we won. I can't wait for the party. So this is some emotion are being shown. Okay. Exclamatory sentence. Now order imperative sentence. So it can be an order, it can be an advice, it can be a command, it can be a request. So please lower your voice. It's a command or it's a request. Respond immediately. It may be request, it may be command also. Meet me at the office at 10 a.m. So this can be a command, this can be order, this can be request also. So this is an imperative sentence. Paragraph. What is a paragraph? Paragraph are just the combination, or you can say sentences. So when combined sentences are combined, a paragraph comes or it becomes a paragraph. If you start with a letter, combination of letter becomes words. Combination of words becomes sentences. And combination of sentences will give rise to paragraphs. Right? So now this paragraphs, the basic idea is the paragraph should have same theme. It has to give common idea or a theme. For instance, see, every paragraph will have a different theme. For example, let us write about our best friend. The first paragraph can have what? It can be about the name, it can be about the age, personality, the friendship duration. Then the next paragraph can have description about the qualities of your best friend. How valuable is your friendship with him or her? Okay. So we are going to talk about a paragraph. So let us see a paragraph. So here, my mother is my best friend. We are talking about our mother. Someone is writing about mother. So how the paragraphs will be formed, how two paragraphs are different, how the sentences can be made. So this is one paragraph which will have common theme. All the sentences will have common idea. You cannot have a paragraph with one sentence and another sentence have different idea. My mother is my best friend. She loves me a lot, cares for me. When I am in a kind of trouble, I seek her help and support. She gives me sound advice and does all she can to comfort me and make me happy. This is the first paragraph. Coming to the second paragraph. Now here we are talking about my mother always wishes me well and prays for my good health, happiness and success. I cannot thank my mother enough for all that she does for me. I am grateful to God for giving me such a wonderful mother. I love my mother and hope I can make her proud. So this is how paragraphs will be made. Group of sentences having same theme, same theme, idea, thought. Okay. Now let us take question and answer. Identify the object, verb and subject in the sentence. These are the answers from NCERT. So the car crashed into a tree. So the car is the subject. Tree is an object. And the crashed is the verb. Okay. So car is subject, tree object, crashed is verb. So let us see which one is the answer. In the multiple choice question, the answer is A. So if you see, I just told you object, tree, verb, crashed, subject, the car. So this one is the correct answer. A is the correct answer. Second one, identify the indirect object in the sentence. So the band played music for the audience. Now we just have to add what, okay, and to whom. To whom will give you the indirect object. The band played music for whom? To whom? For whom? For the audience. So the answer here is audience. Okay, this D is the correct answer. Which of these is an imperative sentence? Imperative. So imperative sentence should have an order, command, request, or an advice. So let us see which one is imperative sentence here. So switch off the fan. So this is a request or an order. So A is the answer. Oh no, I missed my flight. This is an expression. This is an exclamatory sentence. Okay. D is wrong. The answer is wrong here by NCERT. A is the correct answer. Okay. Third, A is correct answer. Sheila has gone to the market. This is just a sentence statement. Where are my pen colors? This is a question. So it's an interrogative sentence. Third is A. D is incorrect. See, in CBSE and NCERT, sometimes you see wrong answer. So I'm just correcting it. Which of these sentences is in active voice? Active voice. When subject works on object. Okay. A movie is watched by them. No. The car was repaired by Raju. So this is the car was repaired by Raju. No. Because here the object is getting action. First also object is getting action, right? So these are passive voice. He is reading a book. This is an active voice. He is subject and book is getting the action. So he is reading a book. He is working on book. He is reading a book. D is also a passive voice. C is only active voice. So fourth C is correct. Now subjective questions. Write two sentences of each of sentence, statement, question, exclamatory and order. Now, which is your favorite food? We'll talk about this. The third one I'm talking about, practice speaking in active and passive voice with your classmates. Also try to identify the different parts of sentences while you speak. Now, if you see the third one, you have to discuss it with your class. Now, coming to this one, write two sentences. So, we'll start with the statement. Blue is my favorite color. This is a fact or a statement. The farewell party begins in 2 hours. This is an information. Question. Interrogative sentence. Do you want tea or coffee? Is it raining? Interrogative. Exclamatory. This is the best day of my life. Oh my goodness, we won. Order. Imperative sentence. Please lower your voice. Respond immediately. Now, which is your favorite food, dish or cuisine? Write 2 paragraphs about your favorite food, dish, cuisine. Make sure you follow the rules about sentences and paragraphs you have learned. So first paragraph, second paragraph we have, and we'll talk about them, and the content will be different. The theme will be different. Okay. Now you see, first you are talking about your love for food. I'm very foodie. I love to eat. Among the number of foods, pizza is my favorite food because it tastes and smells fabulous. My mom cooks the best pizza in the world. I always ask her to make the pizza. Now, second paragraph. In pizzas, I love onion cheese pizza a lot. This is because cheese pizza is healthy and makes me strong. To create fun, we also organize pizza races in terms of who can eat the maximum number of pizzas. I can eat many pizzas at a time. So these are 2 different paragraphs. So this is all about this discussion. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.